Good day. My name is Silas Atifo, an Ambazonian activist here in the United States of America. This message is to Ambassador Tibor Nagy, the United States Undersecretary for African Affairs. Also an indirect message to the State Department and to the United States government. Mr. Ambassador, as an activist and following your interactions with the ongoing genocide or war in Ambazonia, declared on the people of Ambazonia by La République du Cameroon's President Paul Biya, which has been ongoing for 3 years now. The history of this territory and the root causes of this crisis is nothing I can give you any lectures about, Mr. Ambassador. However, I am pushed to make these remarks regarding an interview that surfaced from a French radio, where allegedly you propose that decentralization is what the Ambazonian people are seeking. Mr. Ambassador, I cannot go back to remind you on your own words regarding the root causes of this problem and the actions of Ambazonians for the past 3 years. You yourself have said it on many occasions, and you have said all the right things, the positions of Ambazonians all along. Decentralization cannot solve this problem. One, because it is an international problem, and decentralization is just a factor of the Cameroon occupationist government in Ambazonia. The United States government, long decades ago, had already predicted that the course, the assimilation of Southern Cameroonians by the French majority government orchestrated by France was not going to last. Unfortunately, it took over 58 years for us to get to this point. But America had already foresaw this moment decades ago. This is just a prophecy unfolding. And Mr. Ambassador, it will be very important for your office and the United States government to be on the right side. The United States government voted for the independence of Southern Cameroon, today what we call Ambazonia. That vote of Resolution 1608 is the mandate for which Ambazonians today want their dignity to be respected. Of course, the breaking of the African territory, which is something that as Ambazonians and Africans we wish never would have happened, but today we find ourselves in this situation. The way out of this situation will be to be honest to ourselves. America's vote in April of 1961 must be considered. Either America played a fast one on Southern Cameroons and simply was dishonest, which I don't think that's the case, because for the most part, America and your office, Mr. Ambassador, have said exactly the facts as they have been. You've also told the Cameroon government that they cannot win this war on the battlefield, and that negotiations must be carried out. That all these two parties must go to the negotiating table. Even the Swiss-led initiative that Ambazonians still feel uncomfortable with, you have said you endorse that process. So it is absurd for us today to hear from a French radio that you are endorsing the decentralization of Cameroon as a solution to the Ambazonian problem. Ambazonians will never consider decentralization as a solution to this problem. The national dialogue, which Cameroon attempted to smokescreen as a solution to this problem, you yourself pointed out that was just a wash. I want to point out this to those who didn't follow how that meeting ended. Those who picked up guns against the Cameroon government, defending themselves against the brutality and the genocide from Cameroon's government today, some of them were invited to that talk. I want to quote one particular individual that the Cameroon government paraded as an Ambazonian fighter that have dropped their weapons and was ready to mingle with La République du Cameroon or French Cameroon. Yannick Kawakawa, who was an icon during this meeting, made it clear to the Cameroon government that decentralization, which was talked during that Grand National Dialogue, he made it clear to them that if that is the route that Cameroon is taking during that dialogue, then what will come after that process will be worse than what is happening now.
If we all are Cameroonians, why were we treated that way? That is those are the reasons why we pick up guns to fight our government.
People have decided to lay down their arms against
Mr. Ambassador, with all honesty, I know your office and the United States people do not want the situation in that region to deteriorate. So, by that warning, I know for sure that the Cameroon government itself knows that decentralization will not solve that problem. Even Cameroonian citizens of La République du Cameroon, they all have now come to terms that Ambazonians are a people, and any people have the right to self-determination. It will be disingenuous of you, Mr. Ambassador, to now propose decentralization, which is actually a completion of an assimilation agenda that President Paul Biya himself in the Paris Peace Summit said they've tried and it failed. Mr. Ambassador, are you now proposing a failed policy by an 86-year-old dictator as a solution to a modern day crisis? I believe not. So whatever this interview that went on with this French radio, I want to believe that you're being taken out of context, Mr. Ambassador. And Ambazonians are eager because of the respect they have for your office and the American people. Most of us who are here in the United States, American taxpayers and law-abiding citizens, working hard to foster this economy and promote the values of this United States of America, and want to see the world continue to look at America with integrity. We look forward to see your office and the United States government take positions that will foster honesty, truth in resolving this problem. We cannot continue to twist and turn real problems that affects human lives and actually a genocide situation with politics. Ambazonians are quite aware that France have been pushing for a decentralization because of the interest that France have in our territory, Ambazonia. Mr. Ambassador, did the visit of Maurice Kamto played an influence in these new utterances that came up in this French radio, or it was just a way to speak to a French audience that you wanted to make them feel comfortable? Mr. Ambassador, Ambazonians have given their lives for this revolution. It is not for decentralization. It is because of the truth of the matter. And we urge your office and the United States government to continue to stand as they have been doing on the right side of history. America was right before. America voted Resolution 1608. American CIA predicted that this moment will arrive. So far, your office have seen Cameroon for who they are. Whatever, and have called Cameroon out. In passing, I want to salute the United States government for taking Cameroon out of the AGOA trade benefits. That is a good move. As Ambazonians, because of the humanitarian situation that is being caused, that has been caused by the actions of the Cameroon government, we demand more from America and the international community. That Cameroon government officials should be punished for taking policies and actions, this assimilation and occupation policies that have cost lives over the decades, and in the past 3 years, over 15,000 lives. This is going to continue, Mr. Ambassador, if utterances like the one that is coming from this French radio, allegedly linking you and the American government's position to be what France is orchestrating is not good news, neither for Ambazonians or for the trust of Africa to the international affairs. Mr. Ambassador, I crave your indulgence again to continue to stand by the truth and the facts, which remains the root causes of this Cameroon-Ambazonian conflict to be resolved on the negotiating table. We Ambazonians are ready for an honest, open negotiations with Cameroon based on the faulty agreements that was partially aided by some in the international community back in 1961, which has caused the lives of Ambazonian generations today. The rage and the anger that you see today, Mr. Ambassador, is because of the wrongs of the past. We cannot at this moment, Mr. Ambassador, continue to create instances where the future generations and the ones after us continue to suffer. It is our hope, the Ambazonians of this generation, the never again generation, we want to stand once and for all and solve this problem so that the new Ambazonia and La République du Cameroon will look forward to an Africa that is stable and sustainable. And that equally will make this world a better place than we currently have. Mr. Ambassador Tibor Nagy, this is a special message to you and to the United States government through the State Department. And I urge American Congress people to listen to this message and take concrete actions. We have called for the sending of a fact-finding mission to this conflict to ascertain the degree of responsibilities of either parties in the atrocities committed. Ambazonians have lost over 15,000 lives. Atrocities have been committed by the Cameroon military, and the only way to officially put this responsibility is with a fact-finding mission to this conflict area. And we continue to urge that this be done. At the same time, we also urge the America and the international community to push more in supporting the refugees, the internally displaced, and call for a ceasefire that can be backed by international support. Then lives will be saved, and then discussions will commence. This is the hope of the Ambazonian people. And today, Mr. Ambassador, I am making this plea again to you that we thank the American government for the efforts that they have put in this conflict so far. We are urging America and its partners to put more resources and more commitment into this problem. It is a simple problem that can be solved because the Ambazonian people are well ready to put this conflict behind us without any hard feelings and move forward if the right thing is done. But the one thing that Ambazonians are not willing to do is to go back to the past. This is the moment that the Ambazonian course, that the Ambazonian or the Southern Cameroon history that was corrupted 58 years ago needs to be put on the right track. And for the posterity, Mr. Ambassador, America has the responsibility to lead this new Africa. I applaud you, Mr. Ambassador, for what is all going on in Sudan and other places in Africa. That is your handiwork. May this continue, and let the case of Ambazonia not be different. The truth and the facts must speak for themselves and not politics. Leave Maurice Kamto out of the Ambazonian equation. Leave France out of the Ambazonian equation. This is a question of 1961 that was poorly handled. That is all Ambazonians look up to, Mr. Ambassador, and I look forward to seeing a response from your office and the American government. Thank you. My name again is Silas Atifo.
Good morning. Good morning. Today is Sunday, the 19th of January 2020. Reporting live from Balinyonga. This is what happened yesterday. The military came and, set the daily market in Bali on fire. You see shops in flames. The investments that people had made